Welcome to the Cross Country Regional Preview Show. I'm Rick Rissetto here with the head coaches of both Molloy men's and women's cross country teams, Daniel Naud and Keely Coco, as they get set to head to Hopkinton, New Hampshire for the NCAA Northeast Regional, hosted by Franklin Pierce this weekend. Coaches, very good cross country conference championships by both of your teams, obviously. Let's start with Dan on the men's side, second place overall of the team, second and third place finishes, and a Rookie of the Year as well. I mean, you've had a great season so far with the men as they've been running. You know, what was that feeling like for you being there at that meet, watching the guys do something that they haven't done in a long time and get really close to that victory?
It's just, pure excitement. Seeing Connor and Mikey run that well and then having Brian follow it up with a Freshman of the Year, something that, we thought could happen at the beginning of the year, and then for it to come to fruition and actually see everything come together was a great feeling for everyone, and just shows the hard work that everyone has put in this year.
Now, we talked about this a little bit before we went on, and that this was the first year that your team had won two meets since you were running here as a student, and since the coaches were also running here as students as well. What does that signify to you now that you're on this side of it as a coach? What does that kind of impact give to you as you go forward into this regional?
It shows where we've come from. Back when I was on the team wasn't as competitive as we are right now, and it shows how much we've built since that year when we won two meets. But the meets that we won this year have been higher caliber meets when we faced teams like Fordham and we beat them at CW Post, and then going to NJIT and beating Division I teams, which we've never done before. So it shows like the growth of the team and how far we've actually come, and it's amazing.
Now, Keely, obviously, results-wise, a little bit different, but there was still a lot of great experience and still a lot of great showings from your team as well at the ECCs. And going through the whole year, obviously, as you mentioned, you've had some injuries, you've had some issues, but you've had a lot of freshmen who have stepped up. So talk about them running in their first conference championship. What was their feeling like, and really what was your feeling like as a coach going into that?
Well, we battled a ton of injuries and a lot of issues this year, so we knew coming in it was going to be a battle to even place. But the freshmen really did step it up, and we have such a young team, and the sophomores too. We have such a young team. It's so hard to say that we're going to even do as well as we actually did. The Gabriella Martins and the Nicole Huberts and they all just stepped up on that day, as well as the whole entire season, that we needed them to take the place of the injured and do the best that they could, and they did.
Expectations obviously going into this year for both teams were somewhat higher, somewhat as high as we thought. Obviously, like we said, with injuries, there were some differences, but still, you look at the awards that the teams had won this year. Dan, obviously, your guys' first team all-conference, and Brian, Rookie of the Year, but even during the year, a lot of runners of the week, a lot of rookies of the week. Keely, Gabriella Martins winning Rookie of the Week 1 week. It shows, I think, that in the fall, cross country, and you can agree or disagree, is maybe becoming that premier sport, especially on this campus. What do you guys think?
I don't want to say premier sport, but we've done well for ourselves. Although the school sports on campus are doing the best they can and doing well and improving just like we did. We just didn't overnight grow into a team that's come in second place in our conference championship. It takes hard work, and I think all the sports at Molloy are looking to do that, and I'm sure that eventually everyone's going to be at a high caliber that Sue Cassidy expects us to be at.
I think that if you look at, this is my 8th year now here of what we came from, you can tell that this is where we should be. Even the fact that we have all of our coaches that came back from being coached here is a show that what kind of spirit that we promote here on our teams, and it's been amazing to have them come back and then see it go even further than what we've even expected, for sure.
Let's talk a little bit about this Northeast Regional in New Hampshire. New place, new whole idea of what exactly we have going on, especially with the fact that this is a course you guys haven't really run at all. So what do you know about the course, if anything? What is the expectation going into this race, knowing that it's not just the Molloy team that's going to be there, but a lot of the teams from the Northeast 10 and from the Central Atlantic Conference are going to be there? What is the whole mindset going in?
The mindset going in is that we know a little bit about the course. Nick DiBenedetto, Coach DiBenedetto, has scouted it a little bit. He's told the guys what they needed to know, and the girls as well, that there is a little hill in there that's 200 meters long that might affect them, but overall it's nothing more than what we've done at the hill training we did in the beginning of the year for both teams, and so we're ready to prepare for this course. We know that it's flat for most of it, and that we have to know that the schools like Stonehill and Marigan International they're going to be the top 2 teams. With make sure that Mikey and Connor run with them, so that they can position themselves in a spot to go to nationals.
The women's side, we're just planning on getting there and doing our best. And hopefully, if we can get some personal records, that would be amazing too. We were down to 5 girls running, and for injury reasons, and we're here, we're doing it, and it's a 6K. Right? Yeah, 6K. So it's like, then they're going to have to do another personal record. We have only had a chance to run a 6K once in the season, so they have a chance to do it again. And we'll just expect them to do their best and hopefully get some personal records for sure.
Last question, guys. Standing on the precipice of what could be a historic achievement for the men's team, or the women's team as well, and having runners go to the national tournament for the first time in program history. Obviously, we know Joplin, Missouri. We know that if it's going to be there, it's going to be a very interesting culture shock in a way, but something very fun for everyone involved. But, obviously you don't want to put that before the Northeast Regional, but what would that mean to both programs and to cross country here on the East Coast as well, that you have Molloy represented there for the first time?
It'd be huge. We're not a big school at Molloy. All the other schools are ranked ahead of us in the regional. When we're ranked 10, all the schools ahead of us are much bigger than we are. So having anyone go for either team is a huge accomplishment, and it shows like the hard work and the training, what they put in each year, and it took 4 years for Connor and Mikey to even get in a position to might make it, and to go to Joplin, Missouri would be a great feeling for everyone.
It would just be an accomplishment to get there. I mean, if they can do it, that would be amazing. And we'll cross that bridge of what to do at that point when we get there. But it is an amazing even to be in the running for sure.
So again, this weekend, the cross country Northeast Regionals in Hopkinton, New Hampshire, at the Hopkinton Fairgrounds, hosted by Franklin Pierce. Both the Molloy men's and women's cross country teams will be running there, with the chance to make it all the way to the national championship in Joplin, Missouri on the line. Best of luck to both of you as you go ahead and coach these guys and girls to what we hope will be great finishes, personal records, and some national qualifications.
Thanks, Rick.